welcome back to Iris After Hours. Our team is on the road here in Fremont, not Fresno, which I said on another one. And it's been a really fun time. We've got a lot of Iris family who have gathered at this Iris event, at this amazing conference. Here with me, I have David and Mary Carlson. They are legends, guys. They have been doing work with the well digging in Mozambique since 2014. We have a hydrogeologist and a pharmacist, and they've been part-time missionaries there since then. So we're so excited to have you guys.
Thank you for having us.
What brought you to Mozambique?
Well,
Is that something you would have anticipated?
Never.
Was that a surprise for you guys?
yes.
Yeah. Just tell what Pastor Linda.
Yeah, our pastors went on a Catch the Fire cruise, and Heidi was
I've been
a
on one
speaker.
of those.
And so Pastor Linda, she just followed your mother around and said, "Please come to Reno, please come to Reno, please come."
This
So-
is your pastor in Reno?
Yes.
Okay.
So Heidi came she only could fit in one night in September. So then she said to Tom and Linda, "Please come to Pemba." So we have lived overseas. We've lived in Oman. We've lived in Indonesia.
Really?
Yeah.
For your work?
Yes.
Okay.
So they knew that we could just handle traveling,
Yeah.
so they asked us to go with them.
Nice.
And that started the journey.
That was 2014.
Yeah.
What were your initial impressions of Pemba?
Oh,
Wow. Initial.
I was more interested in the well drilling.
Okay.
That was,
You'd been around a lot, so
Yeah.
it wasn't anything
Yeah.
too shocking to you or
No.
surprising.
no, it
No,
wasn't.
not too much.
No.
I think the simplicity of life was really interesting, and just what people were willing to give up to live there and serve God.
Yeah.
It's really impacting.
And
Yeah.
something you were drawn to pretty quickly, would you say? Or when did you feel that kind of sense like, okay, this is something we're going to really commit to?
In 2015, Heidi came back to Reno for a women's conference, and just as she was leaving to get on the plane, she saw me, and she remembered what I did, and she asked me if I would come to Pemba, on a more extended basis and help with the well drilling, and that was in like March of 2015. So when Heidi says, "Could you help?" You're not going to say no. So
Turn down the orphans and the
Yeah.
people. How could
yeah,
you do
so
that?
that started it. That really so
Yeah.
we've been doing it ever since then.
Yeah.
And what does that look like? What do you practically do with the well drilling projects?
Most of the well drilling is Heidi goes to the outreach with the teams in during harvest school and other times of the year.
You guys love going out as well? Did you say you love going to the bush?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
I go with the well drilling team. I don't
Okay.
usually go with the
outreach
visitors that
Yeah.
I because when you go with a well drilling team, it's really different. You really get to see one-on-one the chefs and the people and the kids.
Yeah.
Like it's just a little bit. It's not quite as
It's more intimate.
yeah. There's not as many people, so they're it's just the team and then I just go with them and it's just a little bit.
You're immersed in the village life
Yeah.
of that kind
Yeah,
of.
so I just sit with the kids and the women, and
Yeah.
I like the one-on-one.
That's awesome.
So we do on the well drilling this past year the drilling rig has been broken quite often. So we drilled only 16 wells versus the usual 25 wells.
In 2017,
Yes.
it was 16 wells?
Yeah.
Okay.
16 wells. But we also established a maintenance program where we go around and look at all the other previous wells that have been drilled in the past. And so this year we actually visited, I think, like 115 wells. Some of those wells were visited multiple times, but we actually fixed and repaired 85 wells.
85 out of over 100 needed repair.
Yes. I mean, it's plastic and rubber down there, and the women, when they're just pumping the water, parts wear out. But this is the first year that they've had any maintenance. In some of those wells, one well we drilled, they hadn't had water come out of it for 3 years.
Wow.
So they're happy to see us.
Yeah.
When,
That's such a key part that had been missing.
Yes.
Is when you're drilling wells in Africa, you need to account for the infrastructure for
Yes.
maintaining these wells.
that's correct.
Yeah.
It's really true.
I think it's the best part I ever enjoy is just when we fix the well and the water starts coming out, and all the kids and the mothers, they go, they get their buckets out there and just start filling up, because it could be up to 3 years since they had water. Now, in the interim, they walk, they can walk 6-10 kilometers to get water. So I just count it as a real blessing that we can give them water right there in their village.
Wow. So what has impacted you the most about doing this work and getting out there and seeing that?
I think it's just the fact that we can provide water to them.
You're seeing such a tangible need being met.
I'm more of a simplistic person. They need water, and through Iris, we're able to, in the well drilling, we can just give them water where
They're
they didn't.
so grateful.
Yeah.
So grateful.
That the women's, they come out and they start pumping the water, and that the kids, sometimes we do a little pumping test prior to putting in the pump itself, and the women come out and we have a hose and we fill up all their buckets. I mean, sometimes we'll fill, one time we filled like 60 buckets of water for them, and they run back, and the kids come out, and then we put the pump in, and they just continue with it. That's the biggest blessing. I always, I've told everybody that will listen that, when you go on the outreach, with Heidi and all the team, the Harvest School kids, there's miracles happening all the time. And they're tangible. That's great. But for me, personally, it's the miracle that we can provide water to the villages.
Yeah.
To me, that's my most important thing, that I can be part of the system, part of Iris, to give water to the kids.
That's
and to
so
the mothers.
incredible.
So,
It's literally changing lives.
It is.
Across the country. And how far out do you go? How far out are you traveling to do this and to maintain these wells? And how long are these trips?
Well, sometimes, we camp out sometimes.
Yeah.
We'll drive. Most of the time, if you physically want to just drive out, it can be up to 6 hours. And so we go to some of the villages, and we'll set up our tent in some of the bigger city or villages, and then in the morning we go out and start fixing the wells. And we not only fix some of the Iris, we always fix Iris wells, but some of the government agencies have asked us to fix their wells too.
So that's incredible.
So we do that.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I think it's important to make a good connection with the government. That we're on their side.
Really impactful as well.
Yeah.
Having that relational connection.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
That's amazing.
So in our little world, love looks like water.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
It's so amazing.
It's just doing our part to bring, love and life to the Mozambique people.
Yeah.
And this is the first time you're doing it in a missions ministry context, is that right?
Yes.
So typically it's always been through a business when you've been traveling internationally?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. How has that changed your perspective on it, or how has that impacted the way that looks like for you?
Well, I think, so we're older. We didn't really ever it wasn't even on the radar that we would serve in this capacity. And at our age, it's not, some people just really want to, they've worked hard all their lives and they want to, enjoy their retirement. So for us, I have to speak for me personally. I think I've really found life serving even at my age, because basically we're in the baby boomer category.
Yeah.
And we could live another 30 years easy. So why not just do something different?
I love that. It's awesome.
We're used to doing, and why not? So
that's a big shift to take.
Yeah.
So you left I'm assuming your pretty awesome house in Reno, California, and moved to Africa for half of the time. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So it's been fun.
Yeah.
It has its challenges,
I was gonna say, what are some of those challenges?
How they see themselves. We're trying to encourage them to problem solve more. We're trying to upgrade their skill levels.
For the villages to be self-sustaining in that way to maintain the wells?
The well drilling team.
Oh,
The
okay.
well drilling team, we try
Yeah.
to
Okay, got it.
incorporate, and empower them with
Yeah,
just getting them
empower them.
giving them driver's license so they
Mm-hmm.
can, hopefully they can carry on with this.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
I don't see
Yeah.
what the challenges are. I think that some of the challenges like this past year of 2017, the drill rig was broken quite a bit, and we'd been promised parts that were coming from India. They were supposed to
a
be
long
there.
way.
They were supposed to be there in May. Then it was June and July, and they ended up in September. Ended up in August, and they were the wrong parts. Some of them, so we had to machine everything. But Derek, the well driller, he's a wizard. He gets things fixed, and so we started.
That's a guy you need over there.
Yeah, he's from Malawi, but he is just absolutely super.
He doesn't give up.
He doesn't give up, and boy, does he ever! He just makes things work. So, at the end of October, November, and and almost all of December, he drilled the 16 wells that we've accomplished so far this year, which is a real testimony to the things that he's been able to put together. And in 2018, we're getting a brand new drill rig that's coming in from South Africa,
That's amazing.
and it's
really
right now it's in Maputo. It needs a special permit to drive on the road, police escort, and all that stuff.
Police escort?
Well,
That's what we're told.
That's what
Okay.
we're told. Yeah. That's what we're told, because it's because of its weight, and it has an overhang from the derrick in the back.
Oh.
But
Yeah, it's a different kind of thing to get a well drilling rig to Pemba.
yeah, it is. It
I
is.
imagine.
It really is.
It takes about
Don't have a lot of experience, but
3
that
days.
takes
I
a
think it's
lot
gonna
of
be like 3
work.
days. 3 days of driving from Maputo up to Pemba.
Not always the easiest roads.
No,
Not
Yeah.
always.
it'll be there.
Yeah, it'll be there. It'll happen.
Yeah.
What are the projected number of wells scheduled for 2018, would you say? Or is that hard to tell?
Well, Derek has a goal, but I
Oh, is it lofty?
lofty. Yeah, it's really lofty. Oh, come on, Derek. I think that in the
You're the
past,
practical one, I feel like.
I think more if we can get somewhere between 30 and 35 wells drilled.
Can you keep up?
We can't keep up with Derek. He can drill the wells, and he can drill a well and have it all set up and finished, the physical drilling of it in one day, whereas we come in behind and we put in the cement pad and do the pumping test, and we put in the pump. That takes us 2 days because of the concrete we have to do. So we can't keep up with him. So, but hey, he'll just keep on going, and we'll catch up with him by the end of the year.
Okay. I love it. And you're saying typically some of these families can be walking for up to, did you say 6 kilometers to the
Yeah.
nearest river?
Yeah,
Would you say that may or may not be clean water?
it won't be clean water.
It wouldn't be clean.
Most, in terms of rivers, I've seen just holes in the ground and just dug down there near
Wow.
a creek, and it's a kind of has a funny color to it.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
but it's that water's shared by the animals and everything like that. So, but when we can give them a well and give them water, that's it. That's what
Yeah.
life is all
It's
about.
life, literally.
It is.
Yep.
It is.
It's funny, like you would think that the first thing they would do would just drink this water, and they just want to wash their feet and their hands.
Wow.
Like they're like us. They want to just be clean.
They want to be
Yeah.
clean. Yeah.
You'd think the
They
first thing
never
they
get
do is
to-
just drink, but they don't. They
No.
wash
It's a
off.
luxury for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To get to do that.
It's pretty amazing.
Gosh, that really makes you think about your own daily
Yeah.
shower.
Yes.
Yeah, it
we,
does.
Isn't that nuts?
you
Yeah.
can't really comprehend it being from a Western culture, going to out there in the bush in Mozambique and just seeing those kids and those fathers and the mothers. What they have to do every single day is get up in the morning and try to figure out where the water is. So when we
Yeah.
can put a well in their village, oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Wow.
Iris has done amazing things.
Yeah, that's what I like about it. It's
Yeah.
just, and everything that comes into the well drilling has a special budget. Everything that comes into it, 100% of the dollars that are submitted to that are used in well drilling.
I wanted to ask you if people really feel compelled to help in any kind of way. to assist in more people getting more water, how can they do that? They can donate specifically to the well drilling?
Yeah, just
That's
make,
right?
Yeah, you can donate and just make sure it's Pemba well drilling, and
Yeah,
then
designated.
designate it and get 100% of that. We're kind of we're free, so
Yes. That's so incredible.
Yeah, so-
God provides.
That's awesome.
God provides. You know.
Retirement
We're
helps.
Yeah, it's amazing what
Being retired.
Social Security does for you.
Yeah. Money well spent.
Oh, I love that. It's so
Yeah.
amazing that you guys are doing that.
Yeah, it's
And
pretty cool.
you also help out in the school
Yes, so
with Aurelio.
yeah, grades 11 and 12, they offer a class to just improve their English skills, and they would like to have native speaking people volunteers, so that's what I do when I can't go with him. Most of the time I'm
Yeah.
at the school 4 days a week, helping
awesome.
the grade 11 and 12, just be able to speak. It's conversational. We teach them grammar and stuff, but it's more geared toward just practicing, because this will be the only time they speak English, and most of the time they're speaking
Yeah.
Portuguese or Makua.
Has there been a highlight in that for you?
Oh, absolutely. Some of those, they have such great dreams for their lives. Yeah. And, I love the kids. And so I like to know about their lives. What's it like at home? Where do you live? What's your family like? Because they become more real.
Yeah.
It's part of stopping for the one
Yep.
is to be interested in who are you, And so it's really fun. Yeah.
And learning English for them is such an invaluable tool.
It will help them, get a job. It just increases their possibility of getting a job, especially in hotels or, in the restaurants or, now we have a nice
absolutely.
supermarket.
We heard about this from Emily.
my
I
gosh.
haven't even seen it yet.
It's like,
we have a
it's amazing.
supermarket in
we have a
Pemba.
deli, we have a bakery, we have a meat,
You can buy
fresh meat.
cheese there.
Yes, you can buy cheese. I mean, it's
It's
like,
not even roughing it anymore, guys. If you come visit,
Yeah.
almost.
yeah.
There's parts that are roughing it, but it's getting pretty
It's-
nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's,
it's
getting nice for
especially
them.
for us who live there. It's like,
yeah.
We used
What
to
a
have to
gift.
fly in my dad's plane to South Africa to get cheese.
really.
Yeah.
Literally. This is amazing. It was fun, but yeah,
Yeah.
there were just
It's
no stores.
really-
And this is in southern Mozambique, so
Yeah.
Pemba was even another
Oh yeah.
more remote world.
Yeah.
So
it's
that's wild.
really-
Have you
a
seen
game
Pemba change even since you've been there? There's obviously been a supermarket. But do you see things kind of changing in the town at large? More development coming in? More kinds of
I think
people?
there's more development. Some of the streets that used to be dirt now actually have some pavement on it. It's right outside
Yeah.
the base. Right outside the base, it used to.
That's a nice thing.
It's it likes to have pavement, but
You're probably not on pavement when you go out to these wells.
no. Well, there's
Most
the
of
main
the
road. There's the main road, and once you go off the main road, it's dirt and rocks and
It's wild times.
4-wheel drive.
it is 4-wheel drive. I mean, when Mary goes out, she says, "I can't believe you guys got the drill rig in here."
Yeah.
I can't believe it either.
amazing.
These are wild roads.
Yeah.
Guys.
Sometimes no road.
They literally the
how-
most potholed,
Yeah.
crazy roads. And this well drilling rig is how much does this thing weigh? This is a huge thing.
The new one, this one weighs, the one we have now weighs 16 ton, and it's about, what is it? It's about 25 feet long. The one we're getting is with everything, going to weigh 32 ton, and it's going to be about 32 feet long. I mean, it's going to
So
be.
you get them over these roads, but it's a
Yeah.
challenge.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a challenge.
Do you ever get stuck?
I haven't got no.
Hey, that's incredible.
No,
Is
we
this
haven't.
partly why you guys don't go in the rainy season?
Yeah, you can't drill. You can't go off the main highway in the rainy season. You
Okay.
just get
You'll,
stuck.
yep. True. I've seen it happen.
Yeah,
Seen
we,
a Land Rover almost sink completely into the mud. It's going down, guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when the new jury gets there, we'll be able to go even farther out, and we have the support trucks. Derek is fixing the support truck right now, putting in a transmission and a gearbox. So come April, we'll be ready to shoot for his goal, but probably hit mine.
That's awesome. You guys sound like a really great team.
Thanks.
That's so
Thanks.
awesome.
Yeah.
What would you say to people who have lived their professional lives in the States and are to a point where maybe they're ready to think about retirement and settle, well, not settle down, but
Do something
yeah,
different.
do something different, and that just would sound crazy to them. But maybe it's a passion of theirs somewhere, but they're just like, I couldn't do that at this point. What would you say to encourage people like that?
I think for me, I know lots of times people have worked all their lives and they need a break. You know, they maybe need to, just do some personal things that they've really wanted to do or dreams that they've had. And I think that's really good. But don't rule out and taking a risk maybe later down the line of,
Yeah.
saying to God, just take a short-term mission. I'd always heard when I was younger, before you commit to go, like, okay, I'm just going to go and I'm just going to be there full time forever. Just go visit, do
Yep.
a short-term mission.
Practical, yep.
See what you,
Try a week.
yeah, maybe two.
See how you
See what you
do.
can handle.
Yeah.
See what kind of, what if you can, adapt to culture and then just do some short-term missions, maybe in different parts of the world, even with Iris or other organizations, and leave that open to God if it's a fit for you. Because like I said, you can live another 20, 30 years or take
Yeah.
more than, just do short-term missions.
Yeah.
Everyone doesn't have a trade like David does to be able to, be part of something long-term. But teaching or nursing or just loving kids,
Yeah.
just be willing to give your life away.
Yeah.
And say yes, like your mom says. Yeah, you said yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing,
Yeah.
It's an amazing experience.
I'd have never thought that we'd be where we
Yeah,
are.
never.
Missionaries.
Never.
10 years
Yeah.
ago. I mean,
Yeah.
So you grew up, or did you grow up in Christian homes? Nominally,
No.
maybe neutral.
yeah,
Yeah.
more neutral.
Live a good life.
Live a good life.
Yeah,
Okay.
don't step outside the box.
So you were in support of humanitarian work and knew what was going on, but didn't know that you would be in missions ministry at this
Absolutely.
level.
Yeah.
So that was something totally new.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
is
think
so
after we got
awesome.
our education though, and I started working overseas. Mary came and we had the kids overseas with us. It was more of a comfort level that was. So when Heidi asked us to come,
It was
Yeah,
natural.
It didn't seem scary.
It wasn't scary.
Yeah.
If you've never been outside of California or any place in the States, and you land on a plane in Pemba, you're gonna first of all you're gonna hyperventilate, and you can't even say anything because you go, I can't believe I did this. But because of
Yeah.
our experience, is a much more natural fit.
Yeah. Are there things that you've learned more about yourself or ways you've grown in your relationship with God that have happened since you've been in missions this much?
Boy, for me, just total dependence on him, really, and how humble. Humility is a key,
Yeah.
and the dependence on him.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not a lot of creature comforts, and so you really depend on him, and for relationships too, getting along with all the other missionaries.
Yeah.
We've been told by a lot of people that have been on the mission field that the number one reason lots of people come home is they can't get along with other missionaries.
Wow.
So that's a real challenge. I can see that can be a challenge, So being humble
Yeah.
and depending on him, really depending on him for just your attitude and your heart and your family that's not there
Yeah.
because they're in the States, and getting along with the people that work for you that are from a different culture.
Yeah, we were out there when was it, like in October, we were spending the night, and Mary were sitting at the table, and Mary asked them,
They asked us.
they asked us how long we'd been married
Yeah.
and how did we got along, and when they cultural shock of 45 years, they go, wow,
How do you do that?
how do you do that? And so then we asked each one of them, what they thought of their wives and how's their family life and how they wanted to treat one another.
Yeah.
So we just
Yeah.
relating to the
That's awesome.
people on the team is really, we
Yeah.
enjoy that, and they
You
enjoy
get
it.
to
much.
foster really intimate relationships
Yeah.
doing what you do.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's
So
really,
awesome.
it's
Yeah.
great. It's a great life.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful
It's
life.
nice to
It's a
input
wonderful life.
Yeah.
I love it. Awesome. Thank you guys for being here.
Well, thank you.
I'm going to ask you a few informal questions.
Yes.
Okay.
Hope you're ready.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's see. I've been switching it up a little bit.
Okay.
Favorite movie?
Jeez. Recent or old?
Ooh, could literally be either.
You go first.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
I don't know. Jeez.
It's a hard one for some people, you know? It's a lot to choose from.
I think I like Lord of the Rings and that whole trilogy.
Solid.
So-
Solid choice.
all of those
Yeah.
that came
Really
with it.
good.
Because we were old enough that we could read the books.
Yeah.
Right? Good way to start that story,
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
say.
Yeah. Well, for me, I loved Risen.
Risen.
Yeah.
The movie
Have you
Risen.
seen it?
Oh.
No.
Oh,
gee.
you gotta
Oh,
see
no.
it.
I do.
It's so good. It's about a Roman soldier that has to kind of direct the traffic and take care of things after Christ is crucified. And
Oh.
he becomes totally impacted by what he has to do and what he sees and becomes a Christian. And so you can see
Amazing.
yourself in it.
Yeah.
It's
And you can see yourself in it, the skepticism you might have or the frustration of life and then Jesus wins him over.
Nice.
really
Really
came
good.
out a couple years ago.
5 or 6.
All right.
I've seen it 5 or 6 times.
Worth looking up.
Yeah, it
Very
is.
much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beach or mountains?
Jeez. Well, I know for Mary it's beach.
Yes.
In the shade.
Comfortable beach.
I think the beach is good. I mean, mountains are they're nice, but the beach just to sit on the sand and just listen to the water and the waves.
It's the best.
That's really
Yeah, good way to-
some of the sunsets over at Pemba are just outstanding.
Amazing.
It's got some nice beach. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. If you had any other profession that you could pursue, what would it be? Ice skating? Flamingo dancing?
Jeez.
Astronaut?
You first.
Me? Oh, okay.
I had
Boy. I love music. Musician.
a good one.
Be a music teacher.
Yeah. Music teacher.
Yeah.
Okay.
Music. Or dancing. When I was young, it was
Yeah.
great.
I don't know about what I would other than what I do. I don't really know
That's a good answer, too.
who I could what I want to be other than what I do.
Love it.
The last
He does
last
love
thr-
it.
last 3 or 4 years is just absolutely great.
That's awesome.
I just except for some of the crazy drivers in Pemba. I mean, it's-
Near-death experiences on
Yeah.
potholed roads. Mostly rewarding. That's awesome. And final question, what are you most excited about in 2018? It's a new year, guys.
Okay. Most excited. This might sound crazy, but I really enjoy the Mozambique people. I'm excited about going back and
Fostering more relationship.
yeah, really. I mean, I just kind of miss seeing
Yeah.
they have
African
their
culture.
own beauty. Their own beauty. Yeah.
I'm just excited for going back in April and having a new drill rig and be able to accomplish even more than we did last year. And I mean,
Come on.
it's kind of maybe it's kind of boring the fact that I just
Love it.
I
You
just
love,
enjoy-
you really do love it. It's
I just enjoy
awesome.
what I do.
Yeah.
That's
we
so
do.
great.
I
Yeah.
enjoy the people that we work with.
Yeah.
They're so funny. I mean, the
yeah.
well drilling team, because both groups get along really well with each other,
Mm-hmm.
and they just, if you haven't ever been to Mozambique and Pemba, they love to laugh.
Yeah.
They laugh and they enjoy each other and they kid around and
Yeah,
and
it's
that's
true.
what
It's the best.
It is, yeah.
I miss that.
Even though their lives are like simple and maybe, they go home to a place where you and I probably would struggle to live.
Yeah.
They laugh and they joke and they have a good time with one another and
Yeah.
keeps them going, you know.
They dance.
Yeah.
Yep.
Best.
Yeah. It's really
Learn
a lot. You can learn a lot.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's cool.
It's great. Thank you guys for being here. Do you have anything you want to share?
I was just going to share a scripture that I love. The king, this is Matthew 25, starting at verse 34. The king will say to those on his right, "Enter you who are blessed by my Father. Take what's coming to you in this kingdom. It's been ready for you since the world's foundation, and here's why. I was hungry, and you fed me. I was thirsty, you gave me a drink. I was homeless, and you gave me a room. I was shivering, and you gave me clothes. And I was sick, and you stopped to visit. I was in prison, and you came to me." And then those sheep are going to say, "Master, what are you talking about? When did we ever see you hungry and feed you, thirsty and give you a drink? And when did we ever see you sick or in prison and come to you?" And the king will say, "I'm telling the solemn truth. Whenever you did one of these things to someone overlooked or ignored, that was me. You did it to me." And that's what
Awesome.
Iris does.
That's what Iris does. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
I hope some of you are inspired by this, even to be open to pursuing new things, brand new chapters of your life at whatever age you may be. And thank you guys for being here. It's so awesome.
Thanks for having us.
So
Thank you for
awesome.
having us.
And thank you to all of our listeners, whether you're watching or listening. You can subscribe to our podcast at iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. And if you have questions or comments you'd like to leave, you can leave them in the comment section under our YouTube channel. And until next time, bye.
This podcast is presented by Iris Global. For more information or to support the work of Iris Global, please visit us online at irisglobal.org.